Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast, a Colts podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens, joined by Dan Hertzler. Dan, what's up?
Not too much. Hey, turn the calendar. I think I saw a tweet the other day that as of Sunday, there's only 10 more Sundays until the first week of the NFL, man. That's going to come quick, but unfortunately, we got to get through these kind of dog days here. We got a few more weeks before training camp starts, but we got a little topic. We want to keep looking back a little bit. It's been a pretty eventful offseason, pretty dramatic, I think, turning of the ship. No matter how you feel, no matter how we rate this, as we'll do in a second, I think we both agree this was pretty big offseason for the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts got a lot of stuff done this offseason, and I'm going to list just a few things I saw that really stuck out to me. Maybe you can do the same. And I know you're kind of a guy who you kind of were talking to me in private on a few episodes back about what they didn't do, which maybe stood out to you. But obviously, there's the big stuff. The Colts got their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, and they got him at number 4. They didn't have to trade up in the draft to get their guy. And maybe they were lying, and maybe they were hoping C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young was the guy. But regardless, they didn't try trading up to get anybody. They stayed pat, and it seems like the faith in having a guy that's high potential at quarterback and a draft class full of question marks was the right move. And I like that. I like them getting their quarterback. Obviously, it wasn't a aging veteran, wasn't a 4th-round pick. I'm happy with that move. I'm happy with our coach that we paired with the quarterback. I mean, we were patient with that one, and we waited till after the Super Bowl. We got Shane Steichen, who obviously has a proven track record of developing young quarterbacks, good quarterbacks. Those were really two big standout things to me. What were you feeling?
Well, yeah, and then again, we're listing some of the positives there. So I think the draft class, again, filled with a lot of athletic type of players, which, again, is kind of a Ballard staple right now, as we're seeing with that high RAS score, RAS score. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. I'm glad that they did that. Some negative things maybe I think we can look at. They traded Gilmore, and then Isaiah Rodgers has this thing. So you can't really predict that stuff. I don't think they knew that ahead of time. But man, would Gilmore be looking really nice as a veteran present on this team? They really didn't address the offensive line. They didn't really address the pass rusher. I know. They got a few depth players, but really didn't go out and get any kind of major piece. They're hoping some of these other guys can kind of fill in there. Didn't quite get a veteran, maybe wide receiver other than Perriman, who were it's kind of iffy on. I still think the backup running back. So there's some negative things out there, but overall, as you look back at this offseason, and this is where we want to get into the debate discussion a little bit. Josh, what grade are you giving the Colts offseason?
I'm giving it a B+, and that's more than passing. Like you said, and you hit the nail on the head with a few of the stuff that didn't go their way. I think to get an A or an A+, you have to get lucky in the offseason. Look, we traded Gilmore, and then we drafted some young cornerbacks, but then Isaiah Rodgers gets suspended. So now we have, in my opinion, a big need at cornerback. Our right guard still is a bit of a question mark, and I don't think we made a great move to fix that yet. You look at the wide receiver position, again, like you said, yeah, we drafted Josh Downs. We have Alec Pierce. We have Michael Pittman, but could we have gotten a better veteran presence there? I'm not sure. It's stuff like that makes me think, okay, yeah, we had a really good offseason. We made some big strides, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't, and in my opinion, A+ is perfect, and we weren't there.
Yeah, and I get that, and I know, you don't want to come across as the homer, and so you didn't want to give him the A. I know you're trying to, pull that card, but to me, the way that I'm looking at this is, okay, end of the season. We're a train wreck. We are a circus. We don't have a coach. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have any really kind of exciting little pieces. We got some veterans here and there. But as a overall, this franchise was heading in a really, really bad direction. So I'm going to be a little bit more positive on this end. I'm going to give them an A. I'm going to pull back the A+ because, like you said, there's some pieces I'm still concerned about. But if you're telling me in 6 months, okay, Ballard, who we weren't even sure if he was even going to be here, but he is, and he found the coach. He found the quarterback. He got some younger players. Josh Downs, one of them we really like. Some of these cornerbacks could be really good. These are players that now, as a Colts fan, potentially, we don't know for sure, but they could be the next wave, the dynamic duo of Reggie Wayne and a Peyton Manning type thing, Luck and T.Y. Hilton kind of thing with Downs and Richardson. You still have Jonathan Taylor, who they're talking maybe about extension, and he's coming back. You got Pittman, who I think might have a big year now with actually a more dynamic passer throwing to him. So there are some things to get really excited about. And to me, the ship is moving in what looks like a really, really positive direction. And I'm just going to give Ballard all the credit in the world for that. I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't dislike the guy. I think, maybe some of this has passed him by a little bit, but I got to give my hats off to him. Much respect to him this offseason, what he did for this Colts organization and where it's heading. I am super excited about this team.
Yeah, I was considering an A- before the show. I was. And I look at that and we think we got our franchise quarterback. We think we have a great head coach. Yeah, we've got some holes that we still need to fill, but we had a lot of holes going into this offseason. And hey, Chris Ballard, he got his reins back a little bit. Irsay was running the show about halfway through the season, and you could tell by Chris Ballard's body language that things were not well. And it seems like order's been restored in Indianapolis a little bit. So,
and again, this is all you can, in one off. We're talking about one off season, okay? So we got to put things in perspective. And again, if we're playing a video game or you're running fantasy football league, you think you can do all these magical stuff and all of a sudden turn everything around. You got to start with the head coach and the quarterback, and that's what they did. Again, we talked about they could have gone Sean Payton, could have gone Harbaugh. They didn't do that. They could have traded up a lot of assets to try to get Bryce Young. They didn't do that. Those are really huge things. And again, we really wanted to find a young, offensive-minded coach to pair with a young quarterback, and that's exactly what we got. Man, what a great time, I think, to be a Colts fan and Colt Nation, because it's going to be a slow progress, and we got to stay on the course. We can't get too ahead of ourselves, but we should be excited. We should be looking forward to this training camp and counting down the days to when we get to see this team on the field.
It's an exciting time to be a Colts fan. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Feel free to comment your grade. Obviously, subscribe to our channel if you want to stay tuned for more Colts content. Obviously, we're a Colts fan cast. Sometimes we get a little biased, but we try to keep it real with you guys. Again, we appreciate you guys watching the Common Cold Podcast, and we hope you guys have a great day.